But eventually, reality reasserts itself, and that is the moment that Canada has reached now. So, whom do we trust to fix it? Do we trust the guy who caused the problem in the first place? The guy whose response, just as the inflationary crisis was taking off, was to declare, I don't really think about monetary policy? Or the guy who, back in May 2020, was almost alone in predicting what has in fact happened since?
The Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
Friends, Pierre Poilievre is no ordinary politician. He is a man of exceptional integrity, exceptional intelligence, exceptional insight, and exceptional instinct. He made the right calls, even back during those first few panicky weeks of the pandemic. He saw the cost of living crisis coming. He used his time on the Finance Committee to warn about prices rising. And you know what? He was pooh-poohed by everyone, by the central bank governor, by the finance minister, by the CBC, by every clever dick who said that the real problem in Canada was going to be prices falling. Well, Pierre got the diagnosis right. He's got the prescription right. He has got a plan to fix things. He's got a plan to get back to a society where if you do the right thing and you get a decent job, you end up with a decent paycheck and a comfortable home. Now, actually, you know what? I'm going to go further. Don't tell any of my Tory colleagues at home that I said this, but you know what? I would say, here we go, Pierre Poilievre is currently the most impressive centre-right politician in the world. Always great to have a tough crowd. Really keeps you on your toes. But look at what your leader has already done. Look at the way he's transformed the demographics of this party. Look at the way he has brought in hundreds of thousands of young members. Look at the way he is giving a voice to the angry and defrauded young in this country, the people who have been so badly treated since the lockdown, since they were confined at home for a disease that was of no threat to them and have come out and been presented with a bill for the whole damn thing. Look at the way in which he is appealing to the working people in this country, the people who say little but do much. All of that he has achieved as leader of the opposition. Just imagine what he's going to be like as Prime Minister.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
And what about Justin Trudeau? Well, Trudeau is a guy who began with every possible advantage. Best schools, financial security, famous name, every door open to him. But sadly, he turned out to be a fair-weather Prime Minister, ill-suited to the tough times. Now look, I'm sure he's a lovely guy. He's certainly a very good-looking guy. It makes me wonder why he has that thing about putting on all the makeup all the time, but we'll leave that to one side. In fact, I read there's a First Nations tribe near Calgary that has given him an Aboriginal name. Apparently, he's called Gumisti, which I read translates as the one who keeps trying. Right? Note the one who keeps trying, right? Not the one who keeps succeeding. Not even the one who has succeeded once or twice. Or maybe I've got that translation wrong. Maybe he's the one who keeps flying. That would be a very appropriate name. You know, I sometimes think that every airport in Canada should be called Trudeau, not just the one at Montreal. But it's been 10 years now since my absolutely favourite Canadian YouTube clip. It's the one, I'm sure you've seen it, where Chrystia Freeland is a candidate for the first time. She's going into politics in 2013. And she says, I've written this down because it is just so perfect. She says, it's increasingly the case that your job prospects are correlated not with how hard you work, Not with how well you do in school, but with the job your father had, and that's not Canada. And then she looks up with this kind of horrified expression and she realizes that the man sitting next to her is Justin Trudeau, right? And it's a lovely moment, but I mean, she was onto something, wasn't she, right? The job your father had, damn right, Christian, that is not Canada. You knew it then, and all of us know it now, right? Now, by the way, a lot of people say it's, you know, that Trudeau isn't affected by these price rises, right? He can be relaxed about inflation because he's got this trust fund, he's got all these assets and so on. I think that is really unfair. Justin Trudeau now has to work 20% harder not to think about monetary policy than he used to. But look at the difference. Look at the contrast. Justin Trudeau, a man from a privileged background who has coasted through life. Pierre Poilievre, a guy from an ordinary background with extraordinary abilities. The kid who delivered newspapers in suburban Calgary, who has now turned into an economic analyst with the knowledge, the grit, the determination to get Canada back on track. And you know what? Pierre passes the most basic test of all. He loves the country he aspires to lead. Not the touchy-feely Trudeaupian version, but the very real nation that your friends know and admire.